This is Ninjo X, the Enlightened Gamer. Welcome back to Let's Play, Let's Complete Pokemon Blue, Episode 6. Last time we added a whole bunch of numbers to that Pokedex, got a new TM, and beat a decent amount of trainers. But really quick, before we delve back into Mount Moon, I'm going to go on ahead and grind up our two new party members, Amanita and Shenron, so that they're at least somewhat in the same range of the rest of the team. And training montage. Amanita style. In 3, 2, 1, go. Hey everybody, Fast Motion me. I just wanted to spend a little bit to talk about our new party member, Amanita. I made a bit of a mistake in the last video and I said Amanita was one of only 2 grass types that are not poison type. First, I should have said there are one of 2 grass lines, because Paras and Parasect both fall into that category. But there is a third line, the Executor and Execute line. It's one of those Pokemon that I and a lot of other people often overlook, so you just might have to throw me a bit of a mulligan on that one. I'm sorry if you're a really big fan of Execute or Executor. It's incredibly powerful in Gen 1, if only because of its psychic typing, but it does still have that ×4 weakness to Bug. Ninja, why are you so concerned about Bug type? Because it's a really hard type to find in Gen 1, but when you find it in Gen 1, it's incredibly decent. The main reason I picked Amanita is because he or she will learn Spore at some point. And Spore will make my life really, really easy. Because much like Confusion, Sleep in Gen 1 is utterly broken. It's broken in the sense that you have an additional action. In future games, when you wake up, you attack right away. In Gen 1, you have to wait a full turn before you get to attack. So, if your opponent can time out your waking up, they can put you right back to sleep. Needless to say, this will give Amanita some time to buff in the future, and I am out of time, so I'm going to drop you right back into the video. I hope you enjoy the rest. There's an animation coming up, an edit that took a long time that's coming up. I went on ahead and I grinded Shenron and Amanita like I said I would. I brought Amanita up to level 11, Shenron up to level 9. And I think that's going to cut it for now, because Amanita is only 1 level away from the rest, and Shenron's going to be basically going to be a hindrance on the team up till the point when he evolves. So we're going to go on ahead and head right in. The ticker is at about 23 minutes, so really quick before I do that, I'm going to write that down. 23. There. This should be the only grinding in this episode, so that way I'll be able to tell better exactly how long the video is going to be. Okay. We saw this trainer last time and we just kind of ignored him. Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? I guess you could call me suspicious. I walk around at night and talk to myself so that I can think good sometimes, but anyway, this is a Weedle. This is not a good first matchup, so I'm going to go on ahead and send out Navi instead of Amanita. Just because Weedle's part poison, Amanita's one of the 2 Pokemon in this game that's actually weak to the poison type. Confusion. And goodbye Weedle. Now whatever he sends out next, I'm gonna have to split the experience a lot of ways. Yep. Shenron first. So now it's split two ways. And now Amanita. So I'm definitely slowing the growth of the individual members of my team by doing this, but I really just want to continue on. And we're gonna go on ahead and just attack. See, what can I talk about? I pretty much exhausted what I needed to say about the anime, except for a few things last time. So you guys should like the video if you like it, and you should subscribe. It's free, and it is a good way to keep up with all my stuff, which admittedly there isn't much of now. This is episode 6, so tomorrow I'll be releasing a new project. So something to look forwards to. Especially if you're kind of bored with this and you don't really care, which, honestly, it's episode 6. Why are you watching it if you don't care? I'm gonna go on ahead and keep on scorching. This is gonna take forever, so I'm gonna go on ahead and speed this up. It's a chip fight. Just 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 chip. Chip, chip, chip. And nobody gained any levels because you're a bug catcher. And I got you. 110 Pokken. So basically not enough money for it to be worth it. And I'm gonna go on ahead and heal. Yes, I know my firewall is off. I do not care. At least not yet. I don't go to any suspicious websites anyways, so... except for Google. But I probably do need to renew that, but I want to get good antivirus, not the junk that came with the computer. And here's this chick. We're gonna have to fight her. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. Some friends. Hey, lass. I got an idea. Why don't you wait in that cave over there? Yeah, we're just gonna be gone for a few minutes. Be right back. Don't worry about it. Swear we'll be right back. We're never coming back. And Shenron first, then Amanita, who might not be able to win this fight. And I should have seen that. Holy crap, the damage! Well, this is not going to work. Only Dart and Medley are even capable of beating this sucker. You know what? We're gonna sacrifice Dart. Do you think we're gonna be asleep for a few more centuries? And Clefairy's burned. Good job, Clefairy. Now Amanita can finish you off and get half the experience. And good job, Amanita. Way to pull our tails out of the fire. I'm totally not being sarcastic. Yes, you lost with your one grossly overpowered pink fluff. Please don't find anything in the cave while I go to fight Team Rocket. Not the goofy Sunday morning cartoon kids Team Rocket, but the real vicious, brutal criminal syndicate Team Rocket that uses wild animals in order to steal, pillage, destroy, and take whatever they want at anybody's cost except their own. Anyways, Team Rocket. The real Team Rocket. The dangerous Team Rocket. We, Team Rocket, are Pokemon gangsters. Dun, 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 dun. Am I the only kid growing up that did not want to have anything to do with Team Rocket? I don't like them. I never liked them. I never thought there was anything to like about them. They just never appealed to me. They're just the bottom percentile in terms of intelligence and one talking Meowth banded together under the guise of we're gonna get more money than them. Most of them are thugs, brutes, or morons, and while the executives are threatening and somewhat intelligent, even they are no match for any legitimate trainer. Seriously, how much damage? Why am I taking so freaking much damage? Didn't even mean to do that. Great. This is a fun time. Come on. This right here is why I think people don't like Sandshrew. Because the NPCs don't know how to use them without being cheaper than cheapy cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. Cheap Cheap's the name of the flying fish in Mario because they're cheap. Shenron grew to level 10, and I can't hear the music, so I'm gonna have to go on ahead and... Can't even really switch to Amanita. Okay, this is ridiculous. Why am I taking so much damage from everything? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And we took out the first Rocket. I guess they were getting me back for saying that Team Rocket's a band of thugs and morons that don't have any real strength. Ooh! That's a good item. The HP, the various vitamin items work very differently in the original Pokemon game. EVs didn't exist yet, so if you know about effort values, that's not what they do. As far as I understand, IVs are still very much a part of the original game. And the way IVs work is that basically it's your genetic code. Some people are born with the potential to be physically stronger or physically faster than other people. At least to a certain extent. So I feel like the vitamin items help you maximize your stats earlier. I could be wrong on that. But I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure I'm dead on. And back to Mount Moon. You know what? I think I'm gonna go on ahead and use that HP up because I'm taking way too much damage. And I'm gonna use it on Amanita, I think. Definitely on Amanita. Amanita now has 32 hit points, max. Which is funny because that actually means that we hurt Amanita a tiny bit to give it the HP up. And we're gonna go on ahead and head north. Avoid the rope bridge this time because we don't need to go down there. And we're gonna fight this guy. What? Don't sneak up on me! Don't do it! Don't do it! No! Why are you crawling around on your hands and knees? I mean, I guess at least they're not cosplaying, which... Why are people so gross? Why are people so gross? That's what they're doing in the games. They're not furries, they're cosplaying. Super Nerd wants to fight. Super Nerd sends out Magnemite. And we're going to switch out Yesterday. Because Shenron has no moves and is a burden to the team until it evolves. But against a Magnemite, which technically might know an electric move, it has even less of a chance. Come on. Amanita, you can do it this time. Assuming this sucker doesn't know Sonic Boom. And I guess it didn't, because Amanita wins. Finally. And Amanita's level 12. Which actually means it's no longer Amanita's turn to fight. I'm gonna go ahead and let Amanita take the bullet here. Other people have taken the fall for Amanita, so now Amanita's gonna take the fall for other Pokies. Other people. That's weird. I just called my Pokemon people. Maybe I'm getting a bit too into this if I'm calling my Pokemon people. How are you winning? You have no health left. Well, at least I have a bunch of potions because of the tragedy. Get on your feet. My Pokemon won't do. Anyways, Amanita gets switched back. Ooh, I can switch Dart back while we're at it. Now, if you remember, there was an item over. If you remember, there was an item over here. Potion. I'm gonna use one of our 4 potions to go on ahead and stabilize Amanita. And there's another trainer up here. Surprise, surprise. To go through this cave to get to Cerulean City. Surprise, surprise, there's another bug catcher. Funny how there aren't any of these guys later in the game. And Shenron's level, same as... Technically, if Shenron knew Tackle, he could take on that Caterpie. That's one thing I meant to mention whenever I picked up Shenron, is that statistically, Magikarp is better than Caterpie, Weedle, Metapod, and Kakuna. And if you count String Shot as a useless move, which until it got improved in X and Y, it really is, then Magikarp is actually better than Caterpie, Weedle, Metapod, and Kakuna in Gen 1. And Navi's level 13. And we get to switch in on Jirachi, which means nobody's gonna get any experience. We're gonna run out of all of our moves. Amanita's going, actually, yeah, Amanita's going right back out into the fray. This is gonna be a chip war, so I'm gonna go on ahead and speed it up. I know the music gets a bit distorted, but at least it won't last for very long. For some reason, whenever I do that, start tapping the A button, my right foot starts shaking. Almost like I'm trying to dance to it, which is weird because I cannot dance. Well, let's go on ahead and switch Shenron back out to get some of this X. Caterpie used Tackle, Caterpie missed, because why not? And Amanita's up again, and now Caterpie's gonna hit. Yep. At least Caterpie doesn't take 5 years to take out like Jirachi. String shot, we're slow. Congratulations, you're pointlessly faster than me now. Pointlessly faster than what is literally my slowest Pokemon at this point. Actually, what will be my slowest Pokemon on the N team, because Paris' evolved form has the lowest speed of a fully evolved Pokemon in Gen 1, and I'm pretty sure Gen 2 and maybe even Gen 3. No, Gen 2 it's Shuckle, but Shuckle isn't around yet, so it's definitely the slowest in Gen 1. Anyway, time to do some party hopping. Navi gets to go way back in line. Amanita's still up next. And Item Fest. Rare candy. So I'm gonna have to remember to use that rare candy just as soon as Shenron levels up. Normally I'd save rare candies to reach level 100. But with the ability to speed up my footage, there's no reason to do that. It's much, much more convenient to just use it as soon as it's maximum experience to the next level. Wow, it's way bigger in here than I thought. That's because you rarely think, my lady. Last wants to fight. That sounded a little sexist. I have nothing against girls. Nothing at all. I think women are just as capable as men in almost every single way. And men are just as capable as women in almost every single way. I wasn't saying that women rarely think, I was saying that this particular trainer rarely thinks. So if you tried to take it that way, I am sorry. That's not what I meant. And so long as this Oddish doesn't know any kind of Stun Spore, Poison Powder-esque Chip Fight War move, then we'll be fine, and it looks like it doesn't. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and knock it down, little by little. I'm not gonna bother to switch out for this Bellsprout, because Bellsprout is another Pokemon that fits into the Trappers category. And if it knows Rap, oh Lord Growth. I finally get to talk about this. The reason the special stat split in the second games is because it's too good in the original games. Growth increases your special stat by a stage. Not very good. But, hooray, but in Gen 1, Growth is essentially increasing your special attack and special defense by a stage. So it's as good as Dragon Dance, except it's purely special. And that doesn't even begin to explain Amnesia, to defend Amnesia, which we'll come into later, which increases your special stat by 2 stages. That's basically like a ×4 buff. ×2 to one stat and ×2 to another, all at once. And it's Medley's turn. Medley finally gets to appear in this episode. I like Medley. I like Medley in the Wind Waker too. Wind Waker's a good game. It's not my favorite of the 3D Zeldas. In fact, it might be my least favorite of the 3D Zeldas. But I still enjoy it greatly. Ooh, it's time for another battle with Team. Ooh, another TM. I wonder what it could be. We're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid. Really? All 7 of you are pulling a big job? I guess that would be enough for a big job, depending on what kind of tools you brought with you. There's that whip I was talking about. Zubbit. And I have a carp for yours. I see your Zubbit with a carp and a Medley. Goody. I actually am serious about that. I'm glad it used Leech Life instead of a confusing move. Because that would be what we call in the business annoying. Oh, thank goodness. Wow. It's almost like the game's trying to pay me back for the dumb that was happening earlier this episode. Shenron's level 11, so we're gonna go on ahead and just beat this Ekans down with Medley. And then we're gonna use a rare candy on Shenron and grow him to level 12. He'll still be the lowest member of our team, but we got him at level 5. So what are you... And we're gonna speed up through this because this is nonsense. Rap is dumb in this game. What? Well, way to prove my point, game. Except not. So, you are good. I can't get over their ears in that sprite. I can't tell if that's supposed to be hair or if they just have Diddy Kong ears. And we're gonna walk around you because you are now useless and pick up this ether that we barely need. And I'm gonna go on ahead and go down to the rare candy and use that on Shenron. I know some people are gonna be like, why didn't you wait and use it later? Because the option of grinding is always available, so if I screw up, I'll just grind. Anyways, we're actually getting pretty deep into this cave, but my ticker only says it's been 15 minutes, so that's technically plus 23, but I'll be able to reduce that to about a minute. So that's about 16 minutes. I'm gonna go on ahead and keep going. Did you come to explore too? Maybe. It's shorts, kid. Except this one doesn't talk about shorts because that's weird. To just unprompted bring up shorts out of the blue. And... peck. Please don't take out Medley. With your dumb Rattata. I guess you could say it's in the top percentage of Rattatas. If it takes out Medley. Congratulations, your Rattata's annoying. I need to leave the Mount Moon cave to heal before we get to the deep part of the cave. And I have some treats for you. Not actual treats, but tidbits as we go deeper into the cave. And Tail Whip, and even a neat idea for a game mechanic for future Pokemon that I've come up with that I would love to see implemented, but competitive people would probably hate. Because it would just be a little bit of an inconvenience to them. And we're using Confusion. Shenron gains 60, Navi gains 60. At least we're gaining decent chunks of experience. Please don't use another Confusion. Or, not Confusion, but... Thank you! I love you also. Wow, I've been really lucky with Confusion on this run. The one enemy that I confused was that Clefairy, well, and the first Paris, and neither of them got hurt in their Confusion, which would have been bad for me. And I've only been hurt in my own Confusion once. That's incredible. I can't begin to tell you guys how unlikely that is. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, this might be a good stopping point. Because I did have to reset my ticker. You know what? I'm not gonna risk it if it's a shorter episode this week. It's a shorter episode. I'll give you a bit of a vlog or something in the outro. Until next time, this has been Ninjo X. Stay enlightened.